I'm 39 and I avoid people. Not because I hate them, not because I think I'm better or smarter or somehow above everyone. It's just that after living almost 4 decades on this planet, I have come to realize something pretty important. You don't really need that many people in your life. And if you are in your 20s or your 30s or even beyond that, I hope you'll hang around for the next few minutes. Because what I'm going to tell you might shift the way you look at your friendship, your time, and honestly, your entire life. See, I wasn't always this way. I used to be the guy who loved people, loved being around crowds. I thrived on noise and laughter and conversations that stretched late into the night. I knew every tea window on the corner of every street I walked. I couldn't go down a street without bumping into someone I knew and stopping for a chat. But as the years rolled on, something started to change. Slowly, almost quietly. I started coming back home from those same get-togethers feeling strangely drained. Not just tired, but emptied out. And then my mind would go into overthinking mode. Did I talk too much? Was that joke over the line? Was I boring? Was I awkward? And over time, I also started to see the real nature of a lot of these gatherings. They weren't always about connection. Most of the time, it was about people showing off, people trying to look better than the next person, people comparing incomes, cars, houses, and vacations. They were just places to flaunt, to gossip, to feel like you were ahead. It didn't fill me up anymore. It started emptying me out. What mattered to you at 25 doesn't matter the same way at 35. I mean, a few years ago, cigarettes and alcohol were 2 of my favorite things in the world. But after going through a critical illness, I made a strict promise to myself to stay away from places and people that might tempt me back into those habits. It will be the same with you. Your priorities change, you get married, you have kids, you start chasing different kinds of goals. Your very purpose changes. It's not anybody's fault. It's just that we are humans and we evolve. So here's what happened to me when I started avoiding people. First, my health improved. Not everyone around you is your real friend. Most people, they don't deeply care whether you are alive or dead tomorrow. Most of them there with you are to fill up their free time. If you are in a group where everyone smokes and drinks, no matter how much you have decided to quit, you will still be forced to light up. Not because they're evil, because people normalize what is normal to them. If they are heavy eaters, they force you to eat more, even if they know your health isn't the best, because people normalize what's normal for them. Remember this, your environment is more powerful than your willpower. I also started sleeping better. When you're not out gossiping or drinking until 2 a.m., you're home in bed, resting like you should. And if you want a long, healthy life, sleep is only second to the air you breathe. It's way smarter to skip that party entirely than to go there and maybe end up doing something you regret or even create a drama. Then there's money. I started spending less. Less parties, few dinners out, no impulse spending at the bars. The money stays in your pocket. But the real magic isn't just in saving money. It's in what that money could do. How many people say they can't start a business or invest in a dream because they don't have the cash? Well, sometimes all it takes is a money you would spend on a few get-togethers. That could pay for a business license or that online course you keep putting off. If a cousin or a friend of yours dies, you'll mourn for a while, but life moves on. It's the same in reverse. If you die, most people might show up at your funeral, shed a few tears, grab a snack, and then go right back to their routines. So why trade your future for casual nights that don't move your life forward? Be wise about who and what you spend your money on. You have only one life, just one. Next, I started to reclaim my time and energy. No matter what your dream is, time is gonna be your number one resource. When I look back at my 39 years, I'm honestly stunned at how quickly it all went by. It's like I blinked and decades passed. In my 20s, I was someone who came home at 5 a.m. on weekends, then sleeping away my only day off. And while I always said I had big dreams, I rarely put in the work because I was too busy living for the weekend. The thing is, who you spend time with shapes the pace of your reality. Every time you're around people who drain you or who don't believe in your goals, you lose more than just a few hours. You lose momentum. And every time you slow down, you lose even more time. I started seeing it this way. Time is energy. Energy is time. Every minute spent on stuff that doesn't matter drains your energy. And every time your energy is drained, your progress slows. Before you know it, years have slipped by. You're here for a reason. Don't waste it. And mark this line. People like to see you grow, but they don't like to see you grow more than they do. Then came happiness. Funny thing is, happiness doesn't usually come from chasing fun. It comes from doing what you're meant to do. If you dream of being an actor but spend every weekend with people who have zero interest in making movies just for a couple of pegs, deep down your mind knows you're off track. That conflict turns into guilt. And enough guilt builds into anxiety or depression. When I started trimming my circle, something interesting happened. My life didn't get lonelier, it got fuller, because what was left was real. A few people who truly get me, who understand my dreams, who love deeper conversations. What I've realized is that you don't need cigarettes or alcohol or gossip to unwind. A 6-kilometer run, a good book, a peaceful yoga session. All of these fill me up more than any wild night ever did. And there are always people out there who will push you to do better. It's just that most of us never take time to find them. We're too busy holding on to people who only want us around for laughs or free entertainment. And there's one more reason why I avoid people. It's not just me who changed. Look around. People aren't the same since COVID. Maybe all that forced solitude made them rethink things. Maybe it's just the way the world shifted. People don't take jokes as they did earlier. Smiles have faded. People don't come out of themselves as they did. It's not just COVID. Technology did its part. There was a time we needed our friends to tell us what movie to watch or how the stock market worked. Now we've got chatbots and Google. Social media made it stranger, it connected us, sure, but it also made a lot of relationships shallow. Likes and hearts replaced genuine catch-ups. The good news is that we are all a little more independent, but the bad news is that we're more stiff and less warm. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying cutting everyone off and go live like a hermit. There are studies that prove people who socialize more tend to live longer. But the key is you've got to have the right people around you. It's true, your network is your net worth. But if you want to build companies, hanging out only with hardcore gamers isn't going to get you there. You need friends who lift you up, who get excited about your dreams, who keep your secrets, who stand by you without judgment. The tough part about your life is you can't pick your parents or siblings or cousins and your family. But outside of family, you absolutely get to choose. Try, meet people. If it doesn't work, it's okay to step back. If a relationship respects you, pushes you to grow, keep it. If not, be bold enough to walk away. Remember this ruthless truth. Everything is temporary. So are people. You don't have to be everywhere to live fully. You just need to be deeply somewhere with the right few. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please do like, comment, share and subscribe. I'll see you next time if you have no plans to avoid me.